So, do you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. So,
fine.
we left last time with, we didn't discuss Google Analytics at all. So, I will start now with Google Analytics. So, basically, what is Google Analytics? Analytics is basically a free web tool. It's not a paid, it's just offered free by Google. It helps you to analyze your web traffic so you can take decisions based on the actions that your traffic is taking. So how it works is basically it's very simple. It works in a three steps. So the first part is collection. So Google collects all the data from your website, it processes it in their server, and then it gives you the option for the reports. So you can analyze your traffic. Now we will move to the live demo. I'm gonna share a university website with you to just to understand how it looks like. So this is the dashboard of Google Analytics, and once you click on the home page, this is not the first view that you see. Just give me 1 second. This is the it's loading, and this screen is the main dashboard view which you see in your Google Analytics once you log in. Of course, it's not that the first
Oman,
time you log.
may I ask a question? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, how do you join a certain specific website to Google Analytics, and can it be any website, or does it have to be something related to Google?
Yeah, I was actually gonna talk about it just right away because this is not the first view that you see. So first you have to connect the website, and then you will see these kind of analytics data in your dashboard. So the way you connect is it's simple that you need to when you set up the Google Analytics account, there's a tracking URL or code you can say. It's not the right word to say URL. It's a code that you have to place in your website in the header. So once you do that, Google have the access to your website and it can collect all the data and the cookies. That's how you connect it, and it can be connected to any website. As far as it's a website, it has its own domain and everything. It can be connected, so there is no issue. Um, so moving on, as I told you, this is the first view where you can just quickly, in form of summary, you can see how many users visited your website, how many sessions. It's also like how many people visited and what they did. It's then it's a bounce rate and then the session duration. Let me tell you what they mean. So basically, session, what's the difference between users and session? Users are the people who visited your website, and sessions are the people who just took action or who just spent some time. But before you see there's a discrepancy between these two numbers, but we can crunch down these numbers more and then you will understand. But before I tell you anything, the first thing we need to keep in mind is that it's not 100% perfect. So, of course, there's always room of error. There can be some errors to track the users, so we have to live with it. It's not that you send 100 people on the website and they purchase something, so you know 100 people. You might have the data of, let's say, 94 people or 98 people. So there's always a room for error for like 1 to 5%. So that's what we have to keep in mind. Then comes this bounce rate. It's like so when someone click on your website, and then the moment they land on the website opens and they close it, that's called the bounce rate. So the people bounce. It's actually everything that is under 60% is good. It's considered good because normally people are, as I told you last time, normally people are not spending so much time on the website. They're just seeing, they're just scanning the information and then they leave. So Google calculates based on the copy they saw on the search engine, and they went to the page and then they left. So Google calculates it every single step, and then it gives automatically the bounce rate percentage to understand how you are performing. And then this is the duration. Like the average user, when he's coming to our website, he's spending like most of the time like 2 minutes and 33 seconds. So this is just a brief overview in last 7 days, of course. If you scroll down, you will see it's sorted with the channels. Like organic search is from SEO. Anything that is you're not promoting it, it's coming directly from organic search SEO. Then it's direct, people who just type the URL here and they enter. It's not organic, it's direct. And then these are referrals. For example, you write an email and you send the link of your website and someone open it, or it can be any way, even if in a portal or something else. It's called referral. And then the paid search, this one we already discussed last time, the Google ads. And then others and others. They can be anything, like someone searching you from a third party website or anything else. And then it also gives you the option to understand how many users are active, how much was your retention rate depending on the time. It also gives you the option to select, see the users from the regions. So see, most of the users are coming from Germany, Turkey, India, Poland, and so on. In the last 7 days, you can also play around with it to understand more. Then it can also give you the time, how many people are visiting at which time, so you can understand, okay, what's the hot time for my website when most of the people visit, and so on. Of course, it's on and on. So you also see the pages. For example, EN is basically a home page, and this is like the German page. And then you can also see, okay, we have got this much page views on this page, and so on and so on. Um, then so it can also be integrated with Google Ads, and then you can also, as I showed you last time, the KPIs in Google Ads, where you can analyze what was the cost, how much was the click, but you can also see it Google Analytics here, with your summary. It's just a homepage. We will go to each topic one by one from this panel, but just explaining, as you can also see here, 57% of the people are from desktop, mobile, and tablet, and so on. But this is just a home page. Let's move to this panel on the left side, because that's the most important one. Anything that you have to select is coming from this side. So of course, under home page, there's an option called customization. So if you're opening Google Analytics many times, so you might customize. Okay, for example, I don't need this information now. Why do I need to know how many people are? For some people, okay, they want to know. So you can customize your home view, what you want to know. This is also you can do. But let's come to these reports. So real time is like the current one. So when you click on the overview, it will show you actually. Second. Yes. So right now, how many people are on your website? Overview, as an overview. What are the top active pages right now? What they are doing, and actually, from which websites they came. If they are referrals, so let's say you see now it was, this one is just right now it's gone. So it's collecting the data in a very live way, in every nanoseconds. So the guy just left us. I was not able to manage, actually, to see what was the name of the website, but now I see Word Scholar Hub. So this guy actually saw our link on this website, and he's currently on our website, and the others are just, you see these four people, they are on these four pages, so you can see them right away. uh, it's very very advanced, that you can see what they are doing. And then the top locations, you can also see, this is from Germany, Wiesbaden, this is from Izmir, Turkey, then there are like two people from this region, and so on. If you want to deep dive into location, you can also see, so see Turkey, Russia, Peru, Germany, 111, and four people are doing action on our website from these regions. You can also see the traffic sources, what these people are doing on our website. So four people are coming from organic, which means they searched us on Google, and one person is coming from social. Now, since we saw, there was one traffic website link, that was something like, I don't remember the name of the website, but as I told you, these are the discrepancies. But there it was showing the name of the website, and here it shows something else. So it quickly shows me that this is none. So this might be the reason that we get the link on that website, and it's the one. It can be anyway. It's really hard to analyze what the people are doing right away on your website instantly, because it keeps on changing. But what we can do is we can come to the offline audience. Let me come back to that point. But as I said, let's cover these ones. So content, what they are doing, what are the things that they are seeing on the website. Events is something, I think let's cover it, in next 5-10 minutes. 1 second. Events, just forget for now. So conversions is like, Events and conversions we'll cover in next minutes. So let's close this tab and come to audience. So in audience, you have the overview. It's not the live now. We are out of the real time. So here it's more accurate because real time keeps on changing. So now in the audience view, we can see that how many sessions we got. Okay, how many users visited us? Because if it's like 4K users, session can be more than that because if these much users visited us, they can also visit us again and they can complete something on the website, and these much are the page views. So in total our in you see this is the time view, and you can check, let's say if we cover the whole December, to check how many, what are the stats here. So we can see that, let's say 10,000 people did the session, 8,000 people were the users, and the total session were like 68%, and so on. And the bounce rate was 52%. You see here, the returning users are, sorry, the new users are the one who visited our website for the first time. So let's say out of this session 10,000, 7,000 are the people who are new, and 3,400 are the people who are returning people. They visited our website anyway in the past as well. So you can see what are their languages, how much session did happen in English US, how much session happened in the Great Britain English, German, Turkish English, Russian, and so on. You can also see the countries, from which countries they visited. So the top is Germany. So we got 3,500 session and so on. And you can also give you the percentages. You can also actually crush it down to cities to know, okay, these much sessions are from Berlin, Istanbul, and so on. You can also crack down to browser, operating system, service provider. I mean, the more you find out, you will see it's a complete well. So you can go and you can crush it to the extent you want. This is also another option, active users. You see that 192 in one day you have almost like 192 out of 100 we have, sorry, percentage of total 100. So basically it's not, it's just showing to confuse. Basically 192 people are the active users in one day. Yeah, if we convert it to 7 days, let's check this out. The one, we go to 28 days. So it's showing like how you are performing, in 15,000 they are going in a very symmetrical way. Sometimes it's 14,000, sometimes it's 14,000, 1,500, so and so on, and sometimes it decreases to 14,021. But it's just normally people are not coming to these options. The most important one are actually, I mean, if you have a website, you would like to know what is the source of the audience, to which channel they are coming. So what we can do is we go to this tab, acquisition, because this is the real end goal, and you go to all traffic, and then you select channels. So this is the most important one. I mean, it's a full, let's say if I want to design a course, I can design a full course for like 7 months on Google Analytics because it's so broad. But I'm not gonna cover all the things today for sure because it's a lot. But we can just stick to some important ones. So if we go to acquisition, all traffic channels, here is the most important one that you need to understand. You have the breakdown. If we select the time period, let's say half December, so you have the breakdown of the audiences. Let's say you have, from organic search you got like 5K, from direct you got 2.5K, and referral and so on. So this is what you need to know. It means that it's a clear, how do you analyze it? So it's a clear message that your organic search, like your SEO is performing really good, so you need to focus more there. And what thing is not performing well is maybe social. So people are not visiting the website from social media. So maybe we need to improve that kind of thing. In terms of KPIs, this is a session. These are the new sessions, like the new percentages of the people and the new users here. Yeah. And then this is the bounce rate, as I already explained you. You can also learn from here that okay, the organic people. You see, here's also one thing that we need to learn from this two first two columns. So you see, if someone is searching us from organic search, the bounce rate is 47%. It means we are really good in SEO. But if someone is typing us directly, they are going away in like six. The let's say the probability is 62% that they leave. So it means that we need to improve something in direct. So referral is also good. What we need to do is, for example, display. Here, it's very very high. So what does this mean is that if I'm running an ad on Google Ads, and I'm using the display ad, so people are clicking on our ad, but the probability is that they leave after just looking at the website. It's 78%. This means it's an alarming situation for me to look at my display ads. There's something wrong. Either I'm saying something wrong, or either I'm doing the targeting wrong. And then it's also the bounce rate is 71% for social. This means that our social media followers might not be good. I mean, it's just a one rough thought. There can be many other reasons. We need to crush it down to analyze more. But this is just a rough overview. Then you can analyze the pages session for how much time did they spend. You see here the bounce rate is 78%. It means that the page session was for 1 minute and 54 minutes. And here, which is the most lowest one, is 47%. I guess, yes, this is one. So you see the page session is the highest one. There they stayed for 2 minutes and 67 seconds. But it's just for the analysis. It doesn't mean that if the bounce rate is high, people don't convert. People might convert. We also see if a page have a bounce rate of, let's say, 80%, but it's giving conversion 80, let's say 100%. We don't care for the bounce rate then, because what is our goal? Our goal is not to reduce the bounce rate. Our goal is to get more conversions. So then we kind of like ignore this KPI and we focus more on the conversion side. As I told you, we will cover the goals and the events side in the next minutes. So now it's the KPI side, so we can cover it. Basically, goal is something. Of course, the English word already explained. Goal is something that you want to achieve. You want your website visitors to achieve. Um, so what's the difference between goal and event? Event is something when they come on the website and let's say they click on a button, call us, right? It's not a goal, it's an event. So they clicked on a button and then they can do something. It's an event. Maybe they watched a video. It's an event. But the goal is something if they fill the form, right? If they, let's say, they apply or they purchase something, that would be the goal. So Google Analytics also gives you the option to create the goals, and then you can measure it. So let's say we have created the three goals. Let's say someone who reached the website, they apply, let's say they reach to the application portal. That's it. That's the goal. And then they complete the form and then they register to apply. That's the higher level. That's how the funnel is going. So first, the funnel mouth is very big, where we have a lot of audience. I will also show you. If we click the goal 2, so you see out of, let's say, 10,000 people, 914 people were able to reach to the application portal. That's it. This means 8.35% of the people reached the application portal. It's not bad actually. In general, if we do the digital marketing activities, the percentage of the success is anyway under 10%. Sometimes it's 15, 20, depending upon the business niche, but it's good so far. But if we select the third goal, which is completed form, so we will see that out of these 10,000 people, only 70 people filled that form. It means that whatever I'm doing now, I have an idea, okay, 70 people have applied. Now if I go to the next step, which means that they registered to apply, that they have already registered, it's going to be more lower because the funnel is, becoming tighter and tighter. So it's like 105. Just let me check how much was the registered to apply. That was 70. Okay. There's something wrong because it should be like less than that. So as I told you, for sure this is something error, right? Google is not able to track these numbers right. but it still give us the idea that all goals, if we select all goals, it's general, like we cover, let's say, goal 1, 2, 3, and 4. But if we kind of like, goal 2 is a big funnel, goal 3 is the smallest funnel, and goal 4 is like closing deal. So it should be more for sure, but there's an error and we need to fix that. But that's how it works. And it also gives you the value of the goal. That, I mean, it's not right, you can close that thing, because how can Google know the value of our business? So it's basically, we, and for our understanding, we give a value for the Google, that, okay, if we have 500 people, they did something, so they give the value of our business to, let's say, 1600 or whatever. But it works really well on e-commerce side, not on the different education sites or whatever. So that's how the crackdown looks like. Now I will go to the admin side and I will explain you what the goal look like. How can you set them up? So for that, you need to go to admin, and then there's a last row on this side where it says goals. So you select on this goals, and you have these, all the goals listed. Let's create a new goal for our understanding. So what you can do is, you have the option. So what is the goal for you? Donate? No, we don't work in. I mean, it gives the option for the website people to understand or to select. Schedule a visit. This can also be a goal for someone. If I'm a lawyer and I'm selling my services, so for me the goal would be, of course, to schedule a visit so people visit me. This is a goal, and I can track it. Also, for example, an education website or anything else, it can be registered online. Make a payment for e-commerce, or create an account for acquisition. They structure it in this way. So if there's a revenue side, so you can make these ones. If there's an acquisition, for example, if you're an app, you provide app services like SaaS, and your goal is that people create the account. So that's what you can select. Then there's also an option for inquiry, that they can view schedule or submission or anything else. Then there's an engagement, that they can play the media, they can share it on social media, and then they can do the latter sign up. But to be honest, these three things, engagement, they don't come in goal. I mean, in general, yes, it's a goal, but they are more or less events, because they are not directly, let's say, bringing you some value. Of course, if they see the video, they might convert. If they share it on their social media network, they might create something for us. If they sign up, they might convert. But you see, these things are the real value. If they are submitting the form, it means that they're interested. If they're creating the account, it means that they're interested. So that's how there's a very slight difference between goal and the event. So that's how you select. Let's say that we say we are a charity organization, and we say that our goal is donate. Or, by the way, there's also an option to say customize, so you can select, if you don't like these ones, so you can also make your own goal, whatever. So we say donate, and we click continue, and then it will ask us to name that goal. We saw that there it was, one goal was reached application portal and so on. So you can also analyze, and then we can say it here, donate test, and then we say the destination. So the destination, like here, you need to explain how can Google Analytics know when someone completed the goal. So on your website, it normally works that when you have the URLs, right? So when someone click apply, and then of course they reach to the next page where they are explained that thanks for submitting the form, or thanks for donating us. So that's why you need to explain Google what is the end value of that goal. So that's the destination page. It means that if someone is coming to this thanks page, it means that they already donated. Of course, this page comes after they took the action. So that's how you explain them, and then you click continue, and then you have to put the logic here, that, let's say, this page should be equal to, and then you will type the URL, let's say, thanks.de, right? Or let's say thanks minus for minus your minus interest, something like that. .de. So this means now you are giving, let's say, the information to Google, right? Okay, if someone submit the form, they donate to our website, and then the next page would be thank you for our interest. This means that you have to understand this person is done. They completed the goal. It's also giving the example here, use my screen for app, for example, thank you, or for example, thank you.html for web page, whatever. If you say it's case sensitive, then you can say maybe your URL is like in capital letters. You can also explain it there. And once we do that, let's do it like this. And then these are also like value. You can also assign the value. How much is the value? You see the value on the right side. So in the KPIs that I mentioned, let's say if someone donate us, so for us the business value is $50, for example, and the funnel is that I need to name these funnels. So the first funnel is someone reading our page. This is the page URL. The second funnel is so and so on, and then this way you kind of like tighten up your funnel, and then you can also verify this goal. So once you click on verify, it will send the data to your website from the API of the Google will send the data to this page, and it will see if this page really exists or not. And it will say you, okay, the goal is verified, and then you can save it, and then you have the new goal. In this way, you create the goal. Of course, it's a dummy. I'm gonna cancel it because it's not something real.
Humayun, may I ask a question, please?
Yeah.
For the funnels, is that if you have one goal but different kinds of the same goal? Like, for example, if you donate is the goal, then you have donate to one charity, donate to another charity, to a third charity. Is that what funnel is used for?
You mean if someone click on donate and they can choose different charities?
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to understand what the funnel option is for. Like,
Yes.
why do you create different funnels? Is it when you have the same goal but different aspects of the same goal, or how exactly?
Let me. It also says here specify a path traffic to take towards the destination, right? So you can analyze the entrance and exit points of that funnel. So let's say funnel is for me that someone visit the homepage, right? This would be the first funnel that they come on the website. Then I add another step. They go to our services, let's say. Because if I have a website, let's go back to the website structure. If I have a website and I'm an NGO, so the first thing is the homepage. Someone come on our homepage. Then they select services. Then they might select for help poor people, for example. Yeah, help poor people. That's the third funnel. So in this way, at the end, I can check if 10 people come to homepage. Let's say 5 people went to services, 3 people went to help poor people, and then the last step would be donate. Yeah, and then I can see, okay, if 10 people are coming from homepage, only one person is donating. Yeah, I mean, I'll not put the one number here just to explain you because here will be the page URL, and then you will say it's just for your understanding. It has nothing to do with Google. You don't also don't have to verify those things. It's just for your information so that you can see what is the first touch point with the customer for that goal, of course, because this is the goal, right? It's just optional for you to see what is the funnel for that. So first homepage, services, help poor people, and donate. That's it. So that's how you
Okay,
kind of like analyze your funnel.
so basically, just to track people how they move through your website to
Exactly.
see if where they get stuck and where you can improve.
That's true. So
Okay.
because you mentioned a very good point. Let's say if 5,000 people are coming on the home page, and let's say 4,000 people are coming on services, and they select, I don't know, help poor people like 200 people. This is not good. Let's say 5 people donate. This is not good because you see, the funnel is coming. I mean, it's a broader funnel than services people. Okay, if 5,000 people are homepage, they let's say 4,000 people selected services. The rest of the 1,000 could have selected contact us. They could have done something else, or they could have left the website. But if out of 4,000, only 200 people are selecting help poor people, it means that we need to optimize this page, services. We need to explain in that page some more thing about this page so that people click on this page. So in this way, you analyze your website, what you need to do better, and how you take care of the customer journey so that they can achieve what you want them to achieve. That's how the funnel works. But as I told you, I'm not going to set that
Thank you.
up because it's not relative to related to our business. So that's how the goal works. And you can also track it here. As for example, in the past 7 days, 454 people reached to that goal, right? Sorry, I don't want to disturb them. But you can also, recording. You can do the recording on. For example, if the let's say your business is changing or you don't offer those services, you can switch them on and off and so on. So that's how.
Sir, by specifying the funnel, Google can evaluate each funnel.
Yes, Google can also evaluate that funnel because it will give you the numbers, how many people visited that page and so on. And then Google will give you the idea, let's say the stats, and the analysis part, of course, will be done by you. Because everything you see in Google Analytics is just a number. And it's like you have to analyze. Google will just give you the value. Sometimes it might not be 100% perfect. I mean, you can imagine there are like trillions of website Google Analytics, and they have only servers, so they can also make mistakes. So this is like the human interaction. So you know your business and you know what you want your website visitors to do. So that's why the analysis part should be done by you, but Google will just provide you rough data.
I have a question here.
Yeah.
As we discussed already, you showed some numeric data, right? Where like we know about the bounce rate and all those kind of those parameters that what is happening under what.
Mhm.
So how we can just get these data sets if we want to work in some other data analytical tool like Tableau or something like this. So can we export this data there?
Yes, we can also export these data. I will also cover that part because what let's come back to that part. Let's say we come back to this thing again, all traffic channels.
Yeah.
So once you figure out, okay, I just want to understand the stats from 1st December to 16, and this looks good to me. So you can also click here for export, and then it will give you the option how you want to export, and then you can upload it in different tools. Because there are many tools in the market now. They do all these things, but I think they're all paid, of course. I don't know about Tableau. I haven't used that one, but it's the most accurate one. Of course, they give you more possibilities to maybe make it more visually good, or these kind of things. But you can anyway export them. Google gives you option to, of course, export them, and you can analyze the data in a way you want.
And like
Uh,
how much is the tenure, like the length tenure of the data, like till 1 year or 2 years, or like for lifetime it's going to be saved here? Like how much it has to be?
it's lifetime actually. You
Ah,
can
right. Okay.
compare it. It's like the way the moment you install the code of the Google Analytics to your website, on that day it starts to track your website. So it's up to
All right.
you, and it's like lifetime. So you can compare it. You can also compare it. So let's say if we compare this from 1st December till today to last year, let's say we compare it to last year from 1st December to last year 20th December. I have to just change the date here, 2019 and 2019, right? And I can apply. And this also gives us the idea, okay, how are you performing in terms of last year? It's also saying that this orange line is the last year, and this blue line is this year. So this means that last year in December 2nd, we had more traffic than this year. But overall, it's kind of like, let's do it like this. So month, we don't see it. No, I mean, month is too much. We don't see so much variations, but in a week we see, okay, last year we were good, but on 6th December we reached the break-even point, and then we started to perform better. And then since this today, we are performing better than last year. So you can also analyze. It's all about playing. So you can also come to the KPIs, and it will say you, okay, so sessions have decreased. It means that from 1st December to 16 today, we had like 5,600, and last time we had 5,800. So the sessions have increased. It says here that the value is increased, like it says in the green line, because it was 68% and now it's 67.8. Sorry, last year it was 60, 68, and this year it's 67. But in general, the the traffic side is not good. We were performing better last year, but if we talk about the goals, it's good because now the goals are. I mean, if these you see, so if I mean, let me put it in this way. So if you analyze and you say, okay, oh my God, we are not performing good because we had more visitors last week, last year, sorry. So we're not performing better, but we need to analyze and understand what is our real goal. So our real goal is that last year it was 6.30, and it's now, let's say, 80%. This means that this thing will tell us if we're performing better or not. And now it depends, of course, on our internal things. Maybe something is not working, so maybe we know internally, okay, the application portal was down, or something was down, or maybe we started late or whatever. But this can give you a pretty good idea that how you're performing. But it doesn't mean that you're going in a wrong direction. Of course, it depends internally on the business processes, decisions, and so on. So that's how you analyze. And one thing that I forgot to mention is it's also very important. Let's stop this compare to, and we just click apply. Um, Google also gives you an option here. Apart from these default channels, you can crack it down to more, to, let's say, source medium. So once you click that, it will also give you the option to analyze. One second. So you see here. So organic search, this term will show you, it's like the next version of these ones. So what does organic search means? It's mean Google and organic, just someone searching on Google, of course, SEO. So what does direct mean? Direct mean non-direct. They're directly typing the URL. What does paid search mean? It means Google CPC, the Google ads that we discussed. What does referral mean? I mean, how do I analyze what is referral? It means that the traffic is coming from this website, right? And then display, it's also Google Ads. What does this referral mean? It means that the traffic is coming from that. What is organic search here? I mean, we already covered organic search. It's like 5,300. And then it's again this what, how should I analyze it? It means that this is from Google, but this is from Bing. Then it's again like organic search. What does that mean? It means that there's another search engine and people are also finding us there. And then what does this other means? It means that we have also some other websites and the people are coming from there. And also there's another website. And it's like you crack it down and you analyze and you come to a point, okay, this is what I want. And then you can also customize it. And then, okay, if someone is not very good in numbers and they hate numbers, they Google also give the possibility to view it in a chart way, in a very very nice way, to view it visually. And this was the idea, because it's basic. So all the tools in the market, they took this part and they developed their tools so that they can be more visually very very nice to attract people. But Google is already offering that, so you can analyze in the form of graphs, that how many people, what does this blue mean? This means the organic search. What does this green mean? It means direct search. And you can also look it through these charts, like you can see how many sessions we have there. Then you can also see it from the tree map, to understand compared to the site average. And I mean, there are numbers of ways to view the data. You can also see it this way. It's like, I mean, I've never used them. It's like, I mean, I'm good at numbers, so I can analyze it from numbers, but it depends. So you have to analyze, okay, how you feel comfortable, and then you can check it with the tables and so on and so on. But the basic one is this one. It's very helpful, actually. You don't have to look at everything. You just keep on focusing on some important KPIs that can affect your decision, but otherwise, it's just a simple thing. Okay, we have covered this channel thing. Then we can also go directly to the source medium. Instead of putting the source medium here, we can just directly go and see, okay, instead of the channel, let's just directly talk about the source medium. What thing is performing better and what's not. And then we can just directly go to the referrals to understand which are the websites that are bringing us the traffic, um, and so on. So you can analyze and you see, for example, you see now, if we are paying, just for an example, if we are paying 500 euros, let's say, per month to this website, for an instance, and we are paying 10,000 euros to this website, we can quickly analyze that this doesn't work. So we need to either cancel the contract with them, or to ask them, okay, please, we need to rethink about our model. So this is a very plus point that Google gives you to understand. Otherwise, you will take decisions based on the closed eyes, and in this way, your eyes are open and you know what's going on. As I said, it's already a benefit that you know now how does this work, and you have the the picture behind the curtain, but it's not 100% correct. It might be that, let's say, this website will not be generating 30, it might be generating, let's say, 40 users in that period. But overall, it's a good idea to have at least something in hand. Then you can also, as I told you, for Google Ads, there's a total separate tab where you can connect the Google Ads with Google Analytics, and you can just deeply analyze the bounce rate and so on, and the clicks and the values and the goals, because the goals cannot be tracked in Google Ads itself. It will just give you, okay, one people converted, 100 people converted, and then you can set the Google Ads here. For example, how many people from my Google Ads effort, how many people reach to the second goal. So now I know that if I have 1,000 clicks, so no one reached to my application portal goal. How many people reach to register to apply, which I highly doubt, because if the first goal is no, then how can they reach to the last part of the funnel? It's also no. This means that I need to focus more on now the Google Ads side. So that's how you can analyze, and you can also see the campaigns that you are doing, how the campaigns are performing. Like, it will show you all the campaigns here and their value, the conversion rate, everything that you see in Google Ads. But the only plus point is the bounce rate and the goals that you can track. Any other all the other things are already mentioned in the Google Ads. You can also see keywords. Actually, one nice thing that I find here is this can also be seen in Google Ads, but you see here it's hours of the day, so you can analyze. 1 second, let me load it. So you can see, okay, how many people visited, like 48 people visited at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So you can also analyze when I need to focus more on the campaign, or at which time my campaign is performing better. Let's sort it to from top, let's say from bottom to down. It means that 10 o'clock, not so many people are performing, or let's say taking action. So it keeps on going, let's say in the mid of the night, or I don't know, like, of course I have to click down to understand what all the times are mentioned, but it's just an overview to understand, okay. And then it's also showing the days of the week and so on. Then if we stop this Google Ads thing, then we can also come to the behavior side. So you need to understand the behavior of your website. Like, what is the behavior for my website? What people find useful and what not? Because in the past, in the other tabs, you were just seeing the numbers in terms of what the people are doing. But you can see. Let's go back to not go back. Just click on this all pages. Now it will give you because this is also the home page, but let's crack it down and come back to the right thing. Actually, now you see that what is the content of my website and what people are doing. So for example, for us, let's say if the goal is people are not just visiting the home page, they're also taking action. For example, this is the action that they're applying. So this means I can see that how it's performing, and how many people took the action, how many people reached to that page, how many people reached the program pages, and so on. So you can analyze it in a very good way. Then you have this option for exit page, so you can see what are the pages that when people close the website, what are the last pages they close. So let's say 1,600 people exited from our website just from the home page. They didn't went on anything else. Out of those 10,000, 1,200 people went to the admissions page, and then they just closed the website. Let's say 800 people went to the admissions page, and then they closed the website. So you also have I mean, it's not a good example. The good example might be, let's say, an e-commerce brand, if they're selling a bag or whatever. So then they can analyze, okay, if someone is coming to our homepage, they're exiting, this is not good. If someone is exiting on purchase button, this is something really painful. And then they can collect all this data. And by the way, everything that I'm explaining now, you see how Google was clever enough to understand, or how you can do the retargeting with Google Ads or anything else. That's how you do it, because your website is collecting all the data. Google Analytics have all this information, and then I can, let's say, just for the month of December, I have a total pool of people of 10,000 people. This means they visited my website, and I can retarget them. So I know that they, for example, I can retarget them by showing BA interior design course again, because they exited to this page. This means that they were not interested in MBA, let's say. They were interested in interior design. So I can show them the ads for interior design so that they might be interested again. That's also the back end thinking of Google, that it gives you the pool, and the more you increase it, let's say if I have if I move to from October to December, I increase my pool, for sure the numbers will be increased. And I can check like 58,000 people visited my website, and they visited on different pages. And now let's say if I have a B architecture, like 2,000 people are showing interest in that page. This means I need to pick these 2,000 people, and I need to show them the ad for business architecture. Maybe one person will convert, or let's say 5% will convert. So that's how you kind of like take the, it's like
Sorry.
someone, yeah.
Yeah, you can target exactly the same people, those 2049.
Yeah, that's also possible. You can actually target exactly those people. That's why it's giving you the breakdown. So you can target exactly those people, and it's actually think of this way. If you target 58,000 people with a general ad like study here, or we are very good, or blah blah, it's not that impactful. And if you just reach to these 2,000 people and say study architecture design, that's a very useful thing. They I'm sure that out of those 2,000 people, maybe 50 people will come and they will apply. So that's how it's also, someone is giving you the information behind the curtain, and then you can take the informed decision based on that data. So
Would you be able to show us how that is done? Like how you select that pool of people, those 2,000?
it's actually done from Google Ads. So when we do the targeting in Google Ads, then we can select, let's say, the page as the exit URL, and then we can click on that pool, and then it will show the targeting. And by the way, I have to also
So
explain.
basically, you don't know them, like you don't have the information from them, because this is kind of scaring, like if I will be one of them, like which kind of information you have about me, if I will be one of those people.
It's the only information I have is that you visited our website. That's it. I
Okay.
don't have your email. I don't have anything. I just have your information that you visited our website on this page. And now, instead of, because look, I have to show you the ad anyway, because I'm planning to do the retargeting. This means that I'm going to show my ad to 60,000 people. So it's better, because you're gonna be the part of this pool anyway. So it's better that I do the customized ads for each of these people, and categorize them into different groups, so that each person see the customized ads. That's it. I don't have more than this information from you.
Don't we have the information of their location? Like from this place, they have login to our website.
Yes. If we go to, it would be device category. Yes. And if we, this is the option from where we can see source, medium, campaign, and we can also see referral, part, medium. We can also have it. Actually, I'm sure. Just give me 1 second. I will find it up. Because you see, by the way, in the meanwhile, you can also see that these are all the possibilities that you can see, and you can put the filter on these pages. Just 1 second. Let me check it up. Yep, city. So you see, I mean, it's not for one person. It's general. Let's say if I don't know, out of those 5,000 people from Berlin, 800 people visited our homepage. That's how we can crack down, but not the single user. Google is not that much advanced that it gives you the information about the single user that it visited you from this city from this pool. I mean, for sure we can reach that, but not from this pool. When we're talking about, because this pool is from the retargeting audience, that you have the pool of the people, and now you have to do what you have to do with them. So you can just crack down from the cities, from the countries and so on, but you cannot reach to only 1% of the person or one people out of there. No, one, Google will not be able to target only 1% because when we do the campaign, it has to met certain criteria of, let's say, minimum 5,000 people should be in your pool. So that's why we have to also respect that criteria. But in the meanwhile, because now if I want to target only in Berlin for this homepage people, I cannot because the pool is very very low. And if I give up this decision of, let's say, city, I don't say that I want to use this filter anyway. Anyway, let's uh, close that up. I have to click again on that part and then I can close it because it's not being searched. But what I wanted to explain you was that it's not possible to just find one person out of your pool and to know, okay, this person is sitting in Berlin or not, this person is using which device. That's not possible if you're in the pool. But in general, yes, if we go to the other side options, yes, we can crack down one person to understand what they are doing and from where they are coming from. As I told you in the real time, let's go back to real time and you can see what the person is doing, from which, let's say, city he belongs to, which pages, I mean, on which page he's on, and what is the location and so on. But it's not very much advanced that you see and you kind of like you reach to the person sitting in the address. No, that's not possible. Okay, so we were in the behavior to understand.
Humayun, as far as Berlin International is concerned, they do keep on conducting some webinars, like, right? They conduct webinars time to time. So how they are being analyzed here in the Google Analytic part?
So it's also being analyzed in the in
In the
the
direct, like which channel they would be count for?
no, because the webinar that we do is basically one side we attract the people who didn't apply it on our university so that they can come and attend this webinar, and on the other side we also retarget the people who already applied and who are in our database. So basically how you can see that, you can see it from the pages, so you see on the pages how many people visited. Let's say if I go to all pages and I have to find that page, because of course we were not conducting the webinars. Now let me go to, let's say, September and October.
Yeah, September and October. Yeah, they used to.
Let's use these months. Let's say this is a good time, and then I can crack down, and you see, I have to, let's use it to 100, and then we will be luckily able to find the webinar. Uh, for example, Open Campus Day. This was also part of the webinar, but we can scroll down. This means out of benefits, university. You see here, we have this webinar, for example. This is the URL of the webinar, info session 2nd October, for example. And then from here, we can see that this was the landing page and how many people visited this page. And you see they started from, let's say, 20th of September. And because of course the webinar ended on October. So these much are, I mean, this is the total number of the people who visited. Then we can crack it down with source and medium, to which channels they came, and then we can analyze. Okay, so let's say out of these 2,800, 90% actually, sorry, 80% of the people came from Google CPC. Some of the people came directly. They were giving the links Some people, you see, this is the error. It's coming from our marketing automation tool. Some people came directly from another organic search and so on. So that's how you can crack it down. But you cannot reach to one person to understand from which source is coming. But it's just to analyze in a broader way to understand how it's performing. Does that
Yeah,
answer your
actually,
question?
my point was only this: like we create a separate channel to access, like to just to know that how well the webinar did or no, so that we can just analyze our marketing tools or however
Exactly.
accordingly.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
So this is like these are like the possibilities that Google Analytics gives you to understand how the things went well or not. Okay, so the behavior part is done. Let's move to the conversion part because that's the most important one. Of course, the goals that we discussed. We set the goals up, and then we can also analyze the goals here. We can see how our goals are performing. Let's say we can also compare our goal with select the metrics. Wait a second. I have selected the first goal. Let's say I select all goals. No, let's select the second goal, for example, for instance. I can select the second goal and then I can choose here like server reach and then I can choose like server abundant, for example, right? So I can compare my goals to understand like these are the people who reached the server and these are the people who when they reached the server they went away from our website. We can also compare it like this, and it will give us the value. But it's like you see this light blue color is going just straight away. This means that the standard people like here like the abandon rate is 0.00%, and the let's say the goal to completion, the people who reach the server is 64. Like it's like because it didn't happen, so that's why it's not showing me. But my idea was to show you like you can also check it in this way. You can also see, okay, I don't want this one. I need to charge my Mac 1 second. So you say, okay, I don't want this one. I just want all goals to see what is the value of those goals, how many people came to that goal, how many people completed the form, what was the abandon rate, what was the goal conversion rate, and so on. And then it will also show you the pages where your goals were completed. And these, you see these IDs, these are the parameters by Google to which it analyzes, and for every user, it create a separate, ID. Let's say it created like 9 goals were completed with this ID. So this ID is something that keeps on changing for every new user group. But in general, let's go back. But in general, you can see also the crackdown of the numbers, and you see the pages as well. Then, if you see the goals, and then of course this is for the e-commerce. It's much more customized. If you're having a shop, so you can analyze, what was the sales performance, what was the product performance, how well the transactions went, how much did you spend. Of course, I have to do the tracking for e-commerce. We're not an e-commerce business, but it's still possible. You can also analyze the sales performance, the product performance, because for e-commerce, it's a plus side of the Google Analytics that it gives you much more detailed knowledge about e-commerce. For that, of course, we need to set up the tracking, and for us, it doesn't make sense. That's why we're not doing it, but it's also possible with this thing. And then it's also like multi-funnel. The main thing, I mean, these are like the more you explore, the more you learn. But mainly to summarize the thing, I would say the most important thing is the traffic. In acquisition, you have the channels, the traffic through which you analyze. You have the most important one, behavior, through which you analyze, and you can also analyze your audience. These three tabs are the most important ones, like these three ones. But the other ones are just that you have some time and you can play and you can learn. But these are the three most important ones. You need to know that so that you can analyze the website. Yeah, I think That's the broader overview of Google Analytics. Because I didn't plan it in a separate class. My idea was to give you just a small overview because it's not a very big topic. I mean the main ones. So that's it. Do you have any questions?
Humayun, what is this attribution beta written at down? Like this is something.
Yeah, this is a new feature from Google Ads. Sorry, Google
uh,
Analytics. I haven't explored it yet, to be honest, because it's just new. It's like you can put the attributes for your each report, and we haven't actually tested it, to be honest. It's a new feature, and I actually don't know about it. To be
Okay, I
honest,
just wanted to ask, like, it's something related to this one, or just
no, no,
a
no.
header or something like that.
It's also actually, you see, it's not live at the moment, so we need to,
Okay.
we have to have the permission for that, and we need to test it, and we need to actually evaluate if we need it or not. But in general, it's just new. You see, here is beta. They're anyway testing it. It's not live for everyone. I mean, if it's live, it's live on the website, but it's not for anyone. They are just testing it. So anything that is new in Google Analytics or ads or any product of the Google, they put the beta version here. Anyway, for the YouTube, there's also the YouTube Studio. They introduced the new YouTube Studio. It's also with the beta. So they kept it for 1 year and then they remove the beta if it works or not. So that's how you can analyze. But I'm not using it at all, to be honest. And I also don't know about it. Once it keeps on it comes in the market and we hear some feedback, and then we can think of learning it and to understand if it's helpful or not. But I'm not using it at all. But as I told you, you might have a feeling that it's a very big tool, and it depends on each and individual choice. So, for example, for me, when I open this tool, for me, the top three things are these ones. And for example, for your business, if you're doing a business that for you, it's not something you're not interested in these two, you can also crack down other important parts of the Google Analytics. But in general, for us, these three things work very well, and I think it gives us a good idea of how should we take the decisions. But in general, yeah, it's an individual choice, and you keep on learning and you keep on exploring the different filters. That's how it works.
Sir, I just wanted to ask, like, can we have two filter at once, like city and age at once in the sheet?
Uh, yes, certainly, yes, we can actually go and test it out. So if we
Yeah, like that will make our data more narrow. We can, yeah.
mhm. Let's actually come to audience and we can try it out right on the live call. So you want can you name those filters?
Yeah, like city and age at once.
Okay. Position then. Let's- my laptop is being slow. One second. Channels. Okay. So the first one is channel. Let's say the first one you mentioned city, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let's go to radio. Let's go to 50 now. Okay. You also mentioned age.
Yes.
Okay. Let's select age first, and then we can select the city. So we can also select the city. Okay. So you can also, as I mentioned, it's possible. You can also narrow down. So first, you are seeing it with the cities, and then you can also narrow it down with the age. I think it's not possible to select all of them at once, but in this way you can analyze first with the age and then with the city to understand. But it's all possible, of course. It's possible, and you can check it. Even we just checked two topics, it's more than that. You can also check with the time, date. I mean, you name it, and you have all these options here. So you can analyze You can also analyze with the browser size, continent ID, data source, everything. Okay, with the language, you know, it depends, because for us it doesn't matter. For us, of course, age is the something that we need to know. City is something we need to know, but we don't need to know, for example, which language they speak, because we know from our business side what is the language we want to target. So it depends on the business's need, but since Google Analytics is for everyone, for every business, that's why they give a lot of options, and you will feel that I am actually, to be honest, I haven't explored all of them, because I'm not, let's say, Google Analytics expert. I'm a digital marketing expert, and we use these tools to help our marketing activities. That's why we just learn, or let's say explore the things that we really need, and it's a lot more actually. Maybe I would have covered, I don't know, 50% of the tool, or let's say 40%, just the main things. But there are still many things that needs to be explored, and it depends on the business. If you're on the e-commerce side, so maybe what I've explained, it might be like 15% relevant. So the rest, 85%, you need to explore. So that's why it's a very big tool. It's like an ocean, and you have to find your business in that ocean. That's how it works.
I have also a question. So under your login, for example, you can run only one company, or you can add several there. For example, if you're working for several companies, yeah.
Yes, we can actually add several. So what you can do is you go to admin here, because all these tasks can be done here under admin part, and then you can select here. 1 second, just give me 1 second. You will find the tab of users. Yes, exactly. View user management, and once you click there, you can add different. You can give access to different users. Let's say, so for example, for us, we give the access to these people. I cannot show you for the privacy reason, but in this way, you can select. For example, if I'm working for another company, so I will give my email address to that company, and I will ask them to give me access for that, and in this way it works. So these are all the administrative tasks. So you can also add Google Ads, AdSense, Ad Exchange. I mean, you name it, you have all those things. You can do the e-commerce settings there. You can check the filter, goals, and each and everything.
Humayun, did you check out Google Analytics 4, the new version? It seems there is a big change in the new version.
Yes, we are still waiting, because we had the feeling, because first we can create, all the retargeting audiences. So we might, because it's like a very risky thing. So if we update the thing, we were having a fear that we might not lose the previous data. That's why we haven't changed it. Just to understand if we have all those, the audience set up and everything, and then once we have it, we can take the informed decision, and after that we will, do the update of the new Google Analytics.
Okay, and you seem quite satisfied with the results of the organic search, and you said it's connected to search engine optimization. Can you say a little bit about search engine optimization? Are you doing the search engine optimization for Berlin International?
Yes, so basically, search engine optimization is like, there are two types of search engine optimization. One is called on-page search engine optimization, and the second one is called off-page search engine optimization. On-page is the initial one, where you kind of like give Google all the information about your website. It could be site structure, because if we have let's say a website, let's open Google first. If you have a website, I don't know, let's name it to, I don't know, let's say ND agency, for example. Let's open this up, because I have it opened. So for example, if this is the website, we make the website, but the crawler of the Google automatically see a new website. It comes to the website, the crawler runs through the website, and it tries to capture all the text, the headings, and everything, and it tries to index it on the website. That's how the Google crawler works. But it's up to us how we explain Google that For example, Google crawler can make a mistake and they can kind of like ignore all our main selling points and just maybe index, I don't know, this thing, or maybe thing that we don't want to show on Google, or it's not a priority for us. So that's where the on-page optimization come, where you make a site structure, a site map for the website, and you explain to the crawler of the Google that okay, this is the structure. I want to place my website in this way. This thing comes under on-page SEO. Then you have the images. For example, every website have the images on their website, and you kind of like name those images with Google search engine. So for example, if this is about, let's say, wind, and it's about work, so you name those image and you upload it on the website so that Google know which image belongs to which category. So these are some of the things that you do for on-page SEO. You kind of like explain, you add all the text, you add some videos, and you kind of like enhance your pages. For example, let's open a page, let's say data analytics, for example. This is the page. Now it means that this page should only talk about data analytics. And then if you are targeting it with a keyword, that if someone types data analytics services, we should be ranked for that. It means that you should mention these keywords in the landing pages a lot of times so that Google knows this page is talking about this, let's say, idea or service. So that's how you do the on-page optimization. There are several type of on-page optimization that are in your hand, and you can tailor it according to the needs. Then comes the off-page SEO. So the off-page SEO is basically, it's not in your hand, so you have to come out of your website, and you need to reach to different websites. For example, let's say, actually I think it's not a good example if I talk about this website. Let's talk about our website. Let's say if I have study in Germany, yeah. Let's say this is a blog, and line of ideas. I mean, they're not selling anything, I believe. Let me double check. But they are just writing their blogs. There are different blogs and information about the students, right? So the off-page SEO comes where we reach. You have a business, and you see, okay, what could be my potential lead website, where, let's say, where my audience is visiting. And let's say if I want to buy a bag, just an example, a clear example. If I want to buy a bag and I'm on a website, I'm in a blog and I'm searching which backpack is good, or let's say how the backpacks are made, right? So these websites are highly, highly relevant websites where I can place the link of my website so that, if someone is learning more about how the bags are made, they are highly likely to buy my bag because they are already interested in that topic. So how off-page SEO is done is that you kind of like search for different affiliate websites uh, who are having a good ranking in Google. I mean, for sure, if I type study in Germany, you see, I was able to find this website just on top before ads. Sorry, after ads. This means that this website is really good in the eyes of Google. So I will try my best to reach this website and ask them, please, can you, write something about how to find a good health insurance, and then just link our website there, or how to find good private universities, and link our website there. What will happen is that this website is already good in the eyes of Google. I will pay them. I will pay them maybe, let's say, 1,000 euros, and I will ask them to place my link on their website. Once my link is on their website, because this website is on top, this backlink will also pull up my website in the eyes of Google, and I will also start to rank slowly, slowly. This idea is called backlinking. It's one of the part of the off-page SEO, and then there are different strategies for off-page SEO. Just one is the main one, the backlinking. Then you do the outreach. You create different accounts. You reach out to different people to increase your site's ranking and so on. That's how it works. Um, but I'm pretty aware, as I already explained it to you last time. This part is like the paid ad, and this part is the search organic result. Because normally, it's a behavior of the people. They don't click on ads so much. They normally tend to click on. You will also be amazed when I say that, because everyone know that. You know, I don't want to be fooled, let's say, because you see, I'm saying study in Germany. This means I might want to study in Germany, or I am looking for information. So this is the first thing. I'm coming on top, and you saw this page had an image. Let me also give you an example, because I was saying for on-page SEO, you need to name the images in a right way. You see, I saw an image exactly this one. Go on a virtual student journey. This is an image. It's uploaded on the website. But when I type study in Germany, I also see this image. Why? Because they named it in a right way. They named this image with the keyword study in Germany. That's why their image is also ranked. This is a very good practice of on-page SEO. So once you do the on-page, the first thing is on-page SEO. Once you start to do that, then your off-page SEO also starts to work and give you the results. So both these two options or types work together for SEO. Um, there are different tools from which you can analyze, and you can learn about the keywords, their search volume, and then once you have your, let's say, specified keywords, you can start to put them in the description for your ad. Oh, sorry, for your website, for your pages that you want to rank. You see, this page, this is their home page. It's also ranked, and then this is their second option: study, find programs and universities. This is also ranked. This is also ranked. I mean, it's the same website. No, sorry, this is the different website. These two websites are same. Then there's another website. There are different factors which plays, because if I type study in Germany, you see, apart from these headings, or whatever, you see their domain is also saying study in Germany, studyingermany.de, studyingermany.org. That's why Google give them the higher priority to come on top, because they are relevant in terms of their domain, in terms of their heading, in terms of their description. I mean, they are fulfilling everything that needs to be done to come on top. It's not only this thing. It doesn't mean that next time you want to be ranked for, let's say, buy a leather bag. So you make the domain buy leather bag, you name the heading buy leather bag, and you write in the description buy leather bag. It doesn't mean you will be ranked. It takes a lot of time. This is one perspective, that it can be ranked. The other perspective is you need to have a higher domain authority. You need to have a higher page authority. Then you can be ranked. But it's like a collective effort. So I cannot say that only I am the one who is recruiting students. It's a collective effort. Maybe some people are applying from social media, some people are applying from different sources. That's why SEO have different KPIs that you need to take care of. And then, because it's not in our hand, I do all these things, and next day I wait for Google to put my website on top. No, Google have their own criterias, have their own, let's say, crawler timings. They come, they crawl the website, and then they change the rankings. Yeah, and that's why we have to fulfill all those criterias to come on top.
Humayun, there was one term that you used for the on-page search engine, like that you have to relate your content to something. It was a particular term with some word back. Could you please repeat that term? I kind of missed it.
You mean the keywords?
No, I think you told something like one website, is very good at blogging, and you just let them, like, for example, if all the students, there was some patent word you used for that. Please
It's
repeat it.
called backlinking.
Yeah, backlink.
Mhm.
Okay. Any other questions?
I have one question.
Ron?
How can we know how much do we pay per click?
How much do we know?
How much do we pay per click on Google?
Pay per click on Google. Actually, for these SEO services, we don't pay to Google. Actually, it's free. But when I say free, it doesn't mean that SEO is free. Like, getting ranked on Google doesn't. I mean, Google will not cost you anything for being ranked on Google, right? It will just follow some criterias, and when it will say, okay, you know, this is the website. They have very good content. People are visiting them. When people visit, they don't just quickly, uh, close that website. They have a very good content. People spend a lot of time. When they mention a keyword, they mention it in their website. So all in all, it's a good package. So then that's how Google rank you. But Google is not taking any fee for that. But because it's also in the interest of Google. Why it's not taking the fee? Otherwise, it could have taken the fee. It's also in the interest of Google to make it free, because if I type study in Germany and I don't find this website which explains the process of studying in Germany, instead I find a website which is selling me a course or selling me something how to study in Poland. I mean, I will be somehow disturbed by the criteria of Google, and I will simply go to Bing or to other websites, search engines. That's why it's a very, let's say, a promising point from Google that they let this without any fee, and they make, or let's say they concentrate on their own side to make it more, user friendly and user uh, demand oriented. That's why it's for free. But if I want to be ranked on Google, Google will not cost me any fee, but I have to spend a lot of money for that, because first of all, I need to have a good website. Second of all, I need to reach out to different people for giving me the backlink. I need to spend a lot of money. So these are like the hidden things that I have to spend the cost on, but Google will not take or charge me any money. Means I have to hire a good content writer to write me a good piece of content. I need to hire a good graphic designer. I need to maybe hire a video graphic designer or a video producer to make me a video for that. So these are all the extra costs that the business owner have to pay. But to be on top of the Google doesn't charge.
Quick question: how often does Google rank their website? The website.
Mainly, it's not limited to a time. Google crawler runs for different keywords for different terms, averagely after sometimes 1 week, sometimes 15 days. So they keep on changing. Also, part of that question, I would like to also add that it doesn't mean that you say, okay, I am the owner of this website, and I type study in Germany and I'm ranked, and now I can sleep. No, maybe I mean, I'm ranked on these my two pages are ranked on this keyword, so I can sleep. No, this means I have a very, very high competition with this website. This website is struggling day and night to beat me. They are beating me, trying to beat me on this keyword as well. So maybe if I lose something, maybe they are trying to build their website more and more. They are taking over the customer journey. They are adding more content, more videos. People stay more on this website than this website. Then certainly, let's say after 1 month or 2 months, this website can be ranked here. They can come to the next position here. So that's why it's also not the thing that once you're ranked, you're ranked. No, the competition keeps on happening after every month, after every 15 days. Whenever the new crawler comes, it sees, okay, this is the problem. I find myself here more comfortable, and then it ranks. But now, how the crawler works, there are different, let's say, guidelines, some good practices that the website owners can follow. Some of them I already mentioned with you. And of course, when I'm telling now about SEO, it doesn't mean that you know all of it. It can be another class for sure, but in general, yes, you have to follow some certain best practices of the crawler, and then crawler works in this way, and it keeps on also changing.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Humayun, thank you very much that you are here again. I think it was very helpful for our students, and I hope maybe we see you in another class
Okay,
if there are questions coming up.
sure.
Okay. Have a nice time, a nice
Thank you very
Christmas, and see you next time, Humayun.
Have a good day, all of you. Bye bye.
Bye. Tehima had